You've been told your whole life that the American dream is alive and well. Get an education, work hard, and success will be yours. But if you're in your 20s or 30s, you've probably realized that this idea isn't just outdated, it's a straight-up myth. The American dream isn't dead because we aren't trying hard enough. It's dead because the system that promised is failing. Here's why so many of us are giving up on it. Let's start with the idea of the good job. You know, the one they promised would come after 4 years of college and countless hours spent on career prep. The truth? That dream job is like a unicorn. It's a nice idea, but it doesn't exist for almost everyone looking for a job right now. In 2024, millions of young adults are graduating with impressive degrees and qualifications, yet they're faced with a job market that's overcrowded, underpaying, and underwhelming. The so-called good job is now a job that requires experience before you even have a chance to gain experience. You want to work in your field? Cool, but you're looking at entry-level roles that pay pennies to the dollar of what you would have got even 10 years ago in an entry-level role. Now, the go-to response to this is usually, "Don't give up, nobody's life is easy. You just complain because you are lazy." To which I would say is, if you were in my position, would you just be okay with being lied to since you were born? Since all of grade school, we have been getting told, you can do whatever you want in life. Don't focus on money so much, just be happy. But here's the thing with that. I don't know how the hell anyone in their right mind can be happy constantly living paycheck to paycheck, never being able to go on vacations, take off of work, or even save up for a down payment on a home. The system we live in is designed to keep us broke and dependent on the rich to supply us with whatever wage they choose to give, which is usually dog shit. In this new world, the gig economy is the supposed answer to the job crisis. You have freedom, they say. You work when you want, they say. The truth? Many of us are stuck in a never-ending cycle of side hustles, trying to scrap together an income just to survive. This is not the so-called freedom the American dream promises. The true American dream is being able to afford a life with your family, afford a home, and the opportunity for advancement. Nowadays, guess what? All three of those are not obtainable for the average Gen Z worker. Then comes our government and boomers gaslighting us saying, but wages are the highest they've ever been. And while that may be true, inflation is also the highest it's ever been. Sure, it would have been a great thing if there was zero inflation, but Gen Z are living in the real world, not the boomers' world of delusion. Starting from zero in this economy is like starting a game of Monopoly, but your cheating competitors own pretty much everything on the board, and the only way to survive is to pay up with money we don't have. You're expected to hustle to make it, but the reality is that gig work doesn't offer stability or benefits. You're working for pennies, spending endless hours chasing clients, and getting stuck in dead-end, low-paying roles that offer nothing in return except more work. Your time, your energy, your well-being, none of it is protected, and if you get sick or need a break, any money that you saved up for the past few months is immediately gone, and if you don't have insurance, get ready to take on the debt of $2 to $3 grand just for a doctor's visit that is out of your control. Getting by on the best wages we have ever had has never been harder, and delusional boomers will try everything in their power to gaslight you into staying a slave to the system. You're expected to work harder and harder just to do it all again for the next day until your retirement. Now let's talk about the soul-crushing reality of work. You know what's worse than not having a job? Having one that strips away your humanity? The 9-to-5 grind is a machine that chews you up and spits you out with nothing but exhaustion and stress. You wake up, go to work, come home, rinse, repeat. You're told you should be grateful to be employed, but what they don't tell you is that work in 2024 is designed to be draining. Your job doesn't care about your well-being or your aspirations. It just cares that you're there, on time, and putting in the hours. We've been told for years that if we just work hard enough, things will get better. But we're starting to realize that this system wasn't built for us. It was never meant to work for us, and even if it was, they are doing the worst job at managing it they could possibly achieve. The truth is, nothing is going to change unless we do something about it. But here's the catch: we're not. And that's the real tragedy. People are too afraid, too comfortable, or just too lazy to stand up and demand the change we all know we need. Yeah, there are protests. There are voices demanding change, but only for useless social issues that don't really matter for a large scale of the population. When bimbos protest for LGBTQ or trans rights, it is quite literally a mockery of normal people who just want to be able to enjoy their life with a family and continue the legacy of America. But where are they? Where are the people who have the power to change this and are supposed to be the ones driving this? Instead of organizing, they sit on their phones, watching the world burn. Sure, we post a tweet here and there, but when it comes time to actually stand up, we're too afraid of the consequences, too scared by the system to actually push for real change. We've been told that we're powerless, that nothing we do will ever be enough to change anything. And honestly, it's easier to sit back and keep scrolling than actually face the truth. It's easier to keep our heads down and hope that maybe, just maybe, things will magically get better. But that's the trap, isn't it? The system has been rigged so well that we're all too tired, too beaten down, and too disconnected to fight back. They've worn us down with debt, anxiety, and the constant pressure to just survive. They've made us so afraid of failure, of standing out, of being labeled as radicals, that we'd rather stay in our lanes. We know what's wrong. We know the system is broken. We know that the American dream is a lie, a myth that was sold to us by people who are long gone. But we're too afraid to rip it down and rebuild something real. And that's why nothing changes. Because everyone's too scared to put in the work. It's easier to post a meme, complain on Twitter, and go back to your Netflix shows than it is to actually face the system that's oppressing us. We all know we deserve better. We all know that the so-called American dream was never meant for us. But we're too comfortable in our complaints to demand the real change that needs to happen. Nothing is going to change until we stop being passive, stop being afraid, and start demanding that our future actually means something. Also, I want to say a big thank you to a fellow content creator, the Philosophical Gamer. In his recent videos, he mentioned me to his viewer base without me asking, which was totally unnecessary on his part, but this just shows his true loyalty to his fan base. His channel was the main contributing factor that led me to start this channel, as well as having 2 other failed gaming channels from 2020 and 2016. With speaking my mind on topics that not that many creators on this platform are brave enough to talk about, I feel that calling out the issues of the system is better than what we have been doing for the past few years, ignoring them. If you are one of the few active subscribers I do have watching this video, do check him out. There are various topics that could help you out or just address issues that nobody is talking about in today's world. Again, thanks for watching, and if you are new here, make sure to click that subscribe button for next time.